were like the Vikings methodology, whereas the chakras were like the Hindu mystics, but they're like literally polar opposites of one another, but they still kind of come together at the same points, which is interesting, I thought.
All right. Well, good morning, and let's try this again for the video. So with today, we're gonna go over though a little bit of yesterday's stuff. But first question I have for you guys is: did anybody get a chance to work on somebody? Okay, so let's go through that. What was your experience? Okay.
Well, basically, kind of rushed this morning to do it,
Okay.
but
Sure.
I got Lily to do it, and she seemed to react pretty well to it. Like, she had a little bit of trouble coming to like a specific point of it, which I noticed was something various hormonal things going on at the moment. So that's my conclusion on that. But she did get the idea, and she did get the answer.
So she got the idea of the arm or the body pendulum. Did you do one or the other?
We did both.
Okay.
We did both, and she did get them. I didn't do the
Sure.
false one simply because we didn't have time, or we'd be late. We actually had to book it for the class anyway. So, but yeah, she definitely got the gist of it. It was working.
Yeah. Did you find it a little different to have to tell her than, of course, in class because we explained it? So did it come
Actually,
out
no,
different?
it came out about the same.
Okay.
It came out about the same. It's just one of those things. Like, she's kind of got a little bit of experience in this field already to begin with anyway, so
Yeah.
it made it a little bit more easy.
Yeah.
But it's still there. Like, it's still a little tricky getting going, but it definitely worked.
Great. Surrender.
Oh, I did it with my daughter.
Okay.
She's at home. She has had muscle testing before and a very minute little thing. But I did explain, I went through the book and I explained if I helped with it if she was a client.
Yep.
And the arm one, she found uncomfortable.
Sure.
We did try it.
Yep.
She found it uncomfortable. She said her shoulder was really
Yep.
sore. And we tried both arms, but she just said it.
Yep.
So we didn't use it. We used it for a couple of questions, for about 6 questions actually, 3 in each arm. And she just said my arm's sore.
Yep.
So we did the pendulum, which I found worked really well, and she got it like that, like the forward and back. Her biggest thing was controlling how far back.
Yeah. And that's why I always say without falling.
Yeah, so I just said, well, you don't want to fall over, so just keep this off. But there was a couple questions I asked her that she didn't do anything. She didn't even move.
Usually when you don't move at all, for me, it's ask a better question.
Well,
It's not
and I
clear
did.
enough.
It was a very clear question. I mean, I asked her, do you want to move back to Fort St. John?
Do you want to move back to Fort St. John? So if she doesn't move, she doesn't know.
And that's what she said was, I said, I just don't think you know at this time. It's not a question for this time. But I bet you we did over a dozen questions, if not a few more. And, some of them I knew the answers to, like, do you have a brother? Is are your eyes blue? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And some of them were a little bit more personal.
Yeah.
And she was surprised, even by, she kind of went, I didn't think that, but.
Sort of subconscious stuff.
Yeah, so it worked. I definitely liked the pendulum.
Yeah.
I didn't even try the pulse.
No problem.
Didn't try the pulse at all, but I did the body pendulum and the arm.
Well, the pulse wouldn't be able to give you yes/no answers anyways.
Right, and I thought, well, we weren't really going to work with that one too.
Not
right
for
now.
just that.
So,
there's another reason that we can use it,
right.
which you'll see tomorrow's or Monday's class.
Yeah, so I'm going to try it this weekend with a couple other people.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
It was interesting with Isabel.
Yeah.
Half work, half didn't work, because I tried the pendulum one, but she wanted to walk forward and rotate forward, so I had to hold her hand and try it, but it wasn't quite right. So then we went to the arm, and so I just said, okay, push against one of his fingers up to for yes, right? And she kind of got it, and then let your arm go down for no. So she got that, and then I think I just did like 2 or 3, is your name Isabel? And a few other ones. So
Interesting,
it was
though.
short, but it was kind of neat. Yeah.
And did you try surrogate with you just touching her and moving?
No, that's what I haven't tried.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the next submission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good try. I mean, having a 2-and-some-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I think over the weekend I'll be able to actually try it on adult. So
Sure.
that'll be good.
Yeah. All right. Did you get any chance on it?
No, I didn't. I will this weekend.
Okay.
But however, just in my own sort of thing, I kind of like noticed that the thought of when I was asking myself questions,
Yeah.
I could be walking and I could feel the motion.
Got it.
You know, that it's just like, wow, really, it has nothing to do with emotion at all. It's just you can be doing anything and you'll just feel that.
Yeah. Sometimes I do it from a chair too, and I'll let my body pivot right on my elbow.
Yeah, I found it.
Okay, well, we'll start this one. Any chance?
Yeah, I did a group of people.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
And?
It was very interesting. I gathered us all around in a circle and I said, we're going to program our bodies, and I explained it to them. And half the circle were like kind of really into their bodies, their workout people, strong, They didn't know if it was like what they wanted to do, but they were going to try it because there was a group of people doing it. And the other half were kind of a little bit more intuitive with their body, more body, mind, spirit. These people got it right away. And two of the guys, they like did not move. So I tried zipping them up, which probably weirded them out even more. And then they did it again and nothing. And then they thought there was something wrong with them because everyone else was feeling it and they weren't. Luckily there was two of them that weren't feeling it together. So then I tried the arm and still did not work for either one of them. And I wasn't sure whether they were trying to control it.
Yeah, it's control freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, what it is they could also be knower women, like the ones that need to understand everything first, and then maybe, over the weekend or something they'll do it, or in private, maybe they'll do it. But like I said, it's an interesting experience, especially when you have that many to kind of see, and how some people get it right away, and then some people... Yeah, it's always fascinating. And that's where then sometimes the surrogate comes in, is because sometimes my client cannot. I cannot get my client to be able to move. And so then that's where I go touch their shoulder and I'll do the movement for
I did
it.
explain that to him, and he said that he wanted to try it at the house
Yeah.
where there was nobody in. And I said, okay,
Yeah.
and tell me what
Yeah.
you find when you come back. And there was one man that did it, and I don't know him very well, but he wanted to join in. So I was like, yeah, come on, join in. So he came, and his movement was like the slightest little movement, but he was so freaked out that he was doing it. As soon as he asked a question, and then I seen him move, and then he'd be like, oh my gosh, and then he'd walk around and come back, and he'd be like, that really works. And then he'd ask another question, and it happened again, he'd be like, oh my gosh. He's like, I gotta show my wife this. Like, oh my God.
We're starting a wave of muscle testing across Corona.
Yeah,
Like,
for
every
some nosy people.
You care about muscle testing?
Yeah.
Well, it's been
One of them
happening for
all
a
I
few
is-
know,
years.
that's cool. Yeah.
Throughout the whole Walmart, all you
Yeah.
see is people just like
Yeah.
this, standing up there, just want to buy. Rocking back
I
and
went in for
forth.
sushi last night, and I did it on Anne and Kelly, and as we were walking by the casino, they're like, oh. So they wanted to try it in the casino, like if it was working. It
Yes.
did not work.
No. I can't
Oh,
seem
no.
to bypass the
No.
electrical
There is-
machine.
No. I said, you know what? There's probably way too much going on in there
Yeah.
to ever even.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's the complete distraction.
Exactly.
Well, whether they should go in or not is a good question, and then once they're in, it doesn't work, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I did.
Yeah,
try
prior
that
in.
too.
Should I go in?
Yeah.
Will I?
Yeah.
Will I come out with money?
Yeah, I did that in front, and we're all like setting our bodies in front of the casino. It was kind of funny. And then I went in to buy machine. Am I going to win? And I didn't want to know how much or anything. And I said I was going to, so I put in $20, and I won $3.90. So I took it out, and then that was the end of it.
Yeah, you didn't say how
Then
much.
you leave
No.
it alone when you started.
Yeah.
And that was good enough for me. So
Yeah. There is another way, it isn't in the book, but there is some ways that some other people do. And what they do is they do it with their fingers. And they lock their fingers in like a figure eight kind of thing, right? And a solid is a yes. and a let go is no. So solid yes, let
Yeah,
go
I've
no.
seen
I've
that.
seen
Yeah.
people do that.
Where you just go.
Yeah, and then is my name Connie, and they'll lock it, and then there's, what is it, something else.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, that's
To me, if I'm in public and I'm doing this, people can notice.
Yeah.
If I'm pivoting just a little bit
Yeah.
forward, but, yeah. All right, so with today's stuff, the objective actually really will start to make sense, okay? So with it, again, being able to perform the muscle testing session on a client, we're going to be doing that on Monday, okay? But using one of the many testing sequences taught for balancing the meridians that were found off, that's what you guys are going to start learning today. Okay, so we have quite a few that we have to go through. Now, with it, now just backing up for yesterday's stuff, so we learned the 4 different ways of testing, right? Which are, again,
Pendulum.
yeah, body pendulum, arm,
Pulse.
pulse, and surrogate. That's right. So now those 4 are really meant for when you have a client and we do the real, like that case study page that we were on. That's for the case study page. The 3 out of those 4 you can use on yourself, right? You can do, or use it and touch somebody, that kind of thing. But you can get your own answers then. And I do use it quite often in real life. Okay. So with it, we also went over the meridians. Okay, so we went over your charts. And we started looking at the meridians. These charts are going to end up becoming invaluable. You're going to use them for everything, yeah. And you'll use them probably for the rest of your lives. Do I have every point memorized? I don't. Over all these years, I still don't have it all memorized. But I have my charts. So with it, there's different things that you can do with these. But, so we all understand what a meridian is. Okay, what is it, Ivan?
It's the dividing point between the yin and the yang, the organs that are, I guess they turn on and then turn off, and the ones that work constantly.
Okay, all right. Anybody else want to try in their version?
Well, I just see them as like channels of energy flowing.
Okay.
And there's 14 of them that correspond to an organ, but those channels themselves are just the flow of energy, either yin or yang, whatever you want to call it, but it's just...
Right. So the yin and yang meaning they either go
Yeah.
up the body or
Yeah.
down,
Right.
right? So yin is inside, yang is outside.
Yeah.
The yin organs are working always.
Right.
The yang organs are holding organs usually. Yep.
I kind of see them as like, if anyone's familiar with the ley lines,
Okay.
Yeah.
energy lines that trace around the world. If we're a microcosm of our world, then there would be our ley line. Points of energy. Just like how like the Earth has points of energy, say Glastonbury, say Chicago, say other places where ley lines cross over or come to a point or come to an end. Same sort of a deal, I think, because like if memory serves, each one of those Tetsubo should be a nerve plexus, or at least a place where there's some kind of a physical point. And we can feel it being Kyo or Jitsu, right? Being raised or lowered, so that can either be the node or the point of energy. So that would be like, say, a lane line across a path of land. And if you, I don't know if anyone ever has, I have, I've gone walking ley lines before. You come across specific points that seem significant for no other reason than they just seem to be that way.
Okay. Okay.
A pool of water out in the middle of nowhere, just because it happens to be on a ley line, is essentially an earth tetsubo.
Okay.
So that's my kind of
Analogy of it.
analogy.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's fine. So, what else you had? Now, the other. Okay. What if somebody wasn't working? You said you tried zipping them up, and yeah, that one kind of. When you don't touch somebody, that's when it gets a little freaky. I know. So, what other ways? K27s. A lot of times people can handle these. If they rub those K27s. What else if they're not on, like if the body isn't actually working?
Oh, they have to have water.
Water.
They should go to the washroom.
Or the bathroom maybe?
Or I read about how they should do that crossover left to right.
We're going to do that today.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we started learning today. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, those are balancing.
Yeah.
Those are now bringing the body back. Okay.
Which actually I learned that in a different thing a long time ago for the brain, so creating
Yeah,
connection.
that's part of kinesiology.
Yeah.
That's one of their courses, brain gym.
Yeah, that's what I took.
Yeah, brain gym is part of kinesiology. It's
Yeah.
part of touch for health stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, what we're going to do now is we are going to start learning the methods to balance. Okay? So, if you guys turn your page to 19. Here's your 19. Okay, you'll see here now what's in this section, okay? What I want you to do though at the same time is please turn to one of your case study pages, because then you'll start understanding where we're at. We went over this in the first class, but we're going to go over it again just so that you're starting to get an idea. And on Monday, we're going to actually start using these. So you see here down at the circle the correct answer of number 2, right? And then it has all of the meridians, yes, no's we've talked about. Now, the 4 methods of how you can test somebody, the arm, the body pendulum, the surrogate, or the source points, is how you would do these.
Okay.
And then if it's on, balanced, it's a yes. If it isn't, it's a no. If you were doing source points and you could feel the pulse, that means it's not balanced.
Okay.
If you cannot feel the pulse, it is balanced. Okay. So again, on Monday though, we will be going over these.
source points.
Yeah. So yesterday's class was important because it gets us to understand number 2. Okay. 3 is just for people who are visual. That's all it is. We're going from audio to visual. Right? Number 2 is only words, and 3 is a picture. So we're turning it, yeah. Yeah, then you just transfer it over and you just transfer the knots. Yeah, the nose. Okay, now what we're learning is number 4. This is what we're learning actually all today, is number 4. So we're going to start with the quick fix. I want you guys to stand up, please. And the quick fix is kind of funky. I have to say, out of all the years of being a practitioner, this was my magic one. The one that clients would go, oh my, and go, wow, and then bring all their other people to me forward. And a few of them thought it was boo-boo, but it actually does have real science. With it, you have another chart. You're going to see your second chart now is here. And this chart actually, when I first was practicing in 99 there, when I started this stuff, actually a client of mine designed this for me. And I've used it ever since. It's been awesome for the students. Okay, so here's how it goes. You can put your charts just down on the table for a sec. Now, what I want you to do is sense your body. So kind of just stand there, but this time what you're doing is you're feeling it. I want you to feel if there's any pain, any aches, any uncomfort. Sense your body. So this is if somebody came to me in pain, this is what I'd have them do. Okay, so what you're going to do is sense your body, and if you have to, just move it a little, and tell me if there's pain, and if there is, from 0 to 10, 10 being major pain, 0 being nothing, and what scale you're on, and then where it is. So Chris, where, anywhere in the body? No. So you're good today? Anywhere in the body.
Oh yeah.
Where?
Lower.
Yes, and put a number to it?
About 4.
4.
Okay. And through here.
Yes, and put a number
I'm
to
going to say it's 1 to 6.
it? 6. Okay, remember those. Okay.
Right now it's in here.
Yes,
It's about 3.
3.
And then I have a little in here about a 3.
Okay, remember them.
3 on the elbow, about 2 just
Okay, so remember those. And you're good. Okay, it's
Wow.
awesome to be good.
Yeah.
You're
Must
gonna
be
still
nice.
play. You're gonna still play it. Yeah, play it out anyways, just so you have the experience. Now, with it, it's funny because some of the ones you guys are going to learn today look woo-woo, even more than this one. But, so, and it was, to me, I used to, when I first learned this stuff, I went, I'm not going to touch people. I have to touch them then. And like, I wasn't ready for that stuff way back then, right? I'm like, I'm not going to do this one. So I did another one that is called Meridian, running the meridians. But it looked like the Ren. And you don't touch anybody. And they all thought I was doing magic or, or some, some of this stuff. And I went, okay, that isn't working. So I learned, so I learned this stuff. These are all points. These are neurolymphatic points that we're going to activate. Okay, so what I used to do then is have my clients, and I'm giving you guys permission to photocopy this. I do it in black because the client doesn't have to. And with it, give it to your clients because it's their homework. I can't be with them 24/7, so they can do it. So I used to pull out my chart and say to them, because that way they don't think I'm weird, because what you're going to see in a second looks a little bit different. But when I pull out the chart, then the person goes, oh, there is sense to this. It's not just them making up some stuff. And here we go. So this is called the quick fix. This is the first one you're going to learn. So I usually always start with the K27s. It wouldn't matter where you started. You could do any point on there to start with. So here we're going to do the sides. So you're just going to copy me. These are now the red ones that you're seeing there on the sides. Okay, you're going to do center. You're doing all those ones in the center. There's a 6, but actually there is 12 of them that you're doing there.
So they're double-sided.
That's right. Yeah.
So
Then underneath the breastbone there. And I do about 3 times each. Rib cage down. Either side of belly button. Cross pubic bone. Okay, these I do together. I'm doing the front ones and the side ones at the same time, and you always want to go down. And then you're going to do inside. And then those bladder tendons you guys learned in ELD, right where your head pivots. Oh, sorry, Randa. Right here. Do you want me to touch them for you?
I think I found them.
I'll just make sure.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Sorry, because these guys were in other class.
Yeah.
Right there, yeah.
Okay. That are kind of sensitive.
Yeah. And so, bladder 10. And then if a person can, it starts about bra of the lady, but, mid-back. And you're going to come all the way down, and then either side of the hips. Now, if somebody couldn't, if you had a wall or a door or something, you could actually just, take your back and just rub it.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, take a breath. Those that had pain, resense your pain. If you guys like, you can have a seat. Right on. So it just gave you a little energy.
warm and tingly.
Okay.
I guess would be the word for it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. It's definitely less. I got a little bit of a twinge still.
So what number?
I'd say about a 2.
Okay.
And up here, I'd say, it's maybe a 2 or a 3 now.
Okay.
Right, so it went down quite a bit.
Okay.
Mine
Gone.
A little less.
So tell me a number.
Maybe about 1 down. So 2.
Which one and which one?
This one is a 2. This one's a 1.
Okay. And you were okay. So then the 3, have a seat for a sec. No, not the 2 of you. 2 still with pain. 3 of you, you're good.
I have
Those
3
that
with
have
3 with pain.
Sorry, those with no pain have a seat. Those with still pain, stand up.
Okay.
Do you have pain?
Okay. So we're just going to do it one more time. And if you guys want to do it sitting, you can too. It doesn't matter if you just want to. So all we're doing is activating every point. And again, it doesn't matter which order. It's just the one that I kind of got used to doing. And you can do these sitting. You don't have to do them standing. Underneath the breastbone there, rib cage, either side of belly button. You want to do front and sides. You can do them separate too if you don't want to. Inside. Okay, back.
So when you're with a client, you're doing this yourself to them,
Well,
or having them do it
with a
themselves?
client, yeah, I'll go there in a sec. I'll answer that in 2 seconds. What number are we at now?
Lower back is gone. through here.
Okay.
If it's going on.
Okay.
Not Wednesday, Wednesday.
Okay, so you can see.
Well, I just kind of feel that really it's not even really nice.
Okay, now there is another one that you guys are going to learn. It's called strengthen and weakening. So this one here.
Yeah, it's just fine.
Okay, so strengthening and weakening. So I do this with everybody. So when I have a client, actually I do exactly what we just did. I mimic it.
Right.
Because then they don't feel stupid because I'm doing it too, right? And for me to be rubbing all their private areas isn't that easy.
Okay, good.
So I just do me, they do them.
Yeah.
If they can't quite reach their back, they don't usually seem to have an issue with me rubbing their back. So
Okay.
that's okay. So with it, I usually run it twice. If it doesn't disappear in twice, I'll now do this next one, which is called strengthening and weakening in your book, and we'll go again in there. But here's the quick version of strengthening and weakening. Okay, you're going to tell your fingers to go sht, like your mouth shutting, like sht. So fingers together, sht, sht. That's going to weaken. Then from the weakened position, if you want to strengthen, you start here and now go up. Wait, yeah, strengthen is opening and weakening is closing. So what happens is, now this is where you have to know your muscles, okay, is when, okay, so yours is on your shoulder. So let's say this is the back side, and this, let's say, is scapula is more triangular. But let's say this is the back side. So kind of going up in here.
Yes, it's through my back, yeah.
And it,
Right through here.
okay, so
I guess I should
so
move
the
my
front
clothes.
also? The front also?
No, what it's doing is it's coming from back here and it's coming around up into my neck.
Okay, so it's coming up into the neck.
Yeah.
So kind of this direction.
Yeah,
Okay.
from the middle of the back.
So what happens is not always, and especially back then, did I always know my muscles. What I do then is I would move. So I would ask the client where it hurts, then I would do that, and I would feel in my own body how that muscle moved and how the neck, where it would feel that. Okay. So in here, what I had to do then is figure out where my muscles are. So we have muscles in here. You have a few muscles that are going in here. Of course, you have your delts and your all that, and then you have all of the muscles going up in the neck, which go a few different ways. Plus, then you have your latissimus dorsi, and you like you have all your other muscles. What I want, so the base is okay. Let's not get too confused in this. The real point is which direction does the fiber move? So let's just pretend this is one individual muscle. Okay, so this is a muscle itself. And the fiber goes this direction. Okay, so lengthwise.
Right.
And it will, on any muscle, you want to know origin and insertion. We don't care which one is origin and insertion. If you guys remember in anatomy, though, origin is usually, other than the neck, always closest to the heart. For an easy reference. But we don't care about the O and the I. That doesn't matter. To keep it simple, we just want to know which direction does the fiber go in. In your book, it has all of them. Okay. So, but you can feel these too. You would be able to tell just by sensing your own body. So, if this is stressed, if this body, like this muscle is stressed, and it's pulling, right, and it's kicking me off somehow, what I want to do is tell it to be quiet. I want it to shut up. I want it to be, calm. So we're going to tell it to be quiet this way. We have to tell it to shut up. So what you do is you take the size of the muscle and you go with the waist of it, the belly of it.
What if it's joint pain?
Then you go see a chiropractor. Seriously. Yeah, and I was going to go there. Yeah. But these two tests, these two together, I always know when to send them to a chiropractor. Because if I can't fix this, it's a bone. Something's out or a nerve is pinched or something. Yeah. So in here, what I do is I find the belly of the muscle and I tell it to be quiet right across that muscle.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Yeah. And we're going to go over this again. So this is, I know, the first time I've seen, witnessing this info, but don't worry, we go over it and over it and over it. So, we're going to just turn you for these guys. Okay, so is her pain here, or is it here?
It's here, but it's coming from the middle of my back up.
So here
Yeah.
and here.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's different muscles here than there is here, okay? So in here, this muscle is going to come down. You can just well feel it too. You know, like we know it doesn't go this way. We know it comes this way, even just by feeling it. And because now, other than Randa, the rest of you guys have been in massage, you're going to start, maybe not right away, but you will start noticing where the muscles are. Okay, so we know then that this and this, and I just need to be approximate. I don't have to be perfectly in the center. My intent then is to tell it to be quiet. And so all I'm going to do is lightly tell it and across. Have her take a breath. What happened?
Well, that one's gone away,
Move your neck.
but the neck still hurts.
Okay, now different muscle. Okay, so now most of the neck ones go up and down. So I'm going to just come across the neck. Do it again.
Yeah, that does feel better.
Now, also with the
It's
neck,
weird, but it's okay.
also with the neck, what happens is the top of the ears
Oh, yeah.
seem to do something to the neck.
Oh.
Okay, take a breath.
Yeah, it feels much better. I mean, I still have a twinge right here. That's
Okay.
bone.
Okay.
Because it's the chiropractor.
Let's just see. Take a breath.
Okay. Yeah, no, it does feel.
Okay, now there's another funny one, okay? I want you to take, you know, kind of, just because it's the bottom end of the row, people that make them do it. I want you to come across the bottom and tell it to be quiet.
In my mind, right?
Right across, yeah. It's like shh, shh, shh. Okay. Now take a breath. What happens to your back?
Yeah, it's comfort, yeah.
Okay, so just move.
Yeah,
Where is it?
it's still right here, but like I said, I really think
So it's a bone.
it's a bone. It's
Okay.
like chiropractor.
So, and I'll come to you, Ivan, in a
But
sec.
still, that's amazing.
Yeah, like what's it called, the referral pain from the back knee now,
Like, that's
Yes,
so
exactly. right?
So elbow. What number are we still at?
This is cool.
Okay, so let's just
I'm
see.
rather underwhelmed.
Notice something that's actually, one that was not here, actually, I noticed the origins actually up here.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's not that I'm underwhelmed, it's that
This one here
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, no.
No, I was in this.
Okay, so we're going to focus then now on Ivan's arm. So elbow, we're just going to try it just to see. So we're going to tell then the muscles around the forearm there. Okay, just take a breath and see if that does
You
anything.
know what, I'd rather go the other way.
You want to strengthen?
For some reason, when you did that,
Yeah? What happened?
it got worse.
It got painful. Okay.
It's better.
Yeah, you don't want it to get worse. Now what?
There. That feels way better.
And what number you got?
I don't really feel anything.
So it's gone now?
It's gone.
So it needed strengthening. Okay. Okay. Not strengthening doesn't happen very often. Yeah.
Oh, it was really weird because as you're doing it, I'm like, oh my god, this is like really not cool.
Oh, no, and it has, I'll tell you guys a story in a sec. Okay, show us again where the pain is on the hip.
Well, it was here, but it's actually, you know, it's. if you
Up
just-
in here now.
Kind of migrating.
Okay.
A little higher, a little higher. Right there, you're on it.
Okay, so it could be the edge here. So what we're going to do now is tell this one to just calm down. Tell me what happens there. Take a breath.
Oh, wow.
Better?
It's
I
gone.
just saw him just go. Ah.
Okay.
That was sweet.
Like I
That
said,
is so awesome.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
No.
Well, you want to pick yourself, Angela, and then we'll try it. Yeah,
Magical.
right. Pick yourself for the lady.
PMS cramp. Would this help?
say it again.
PMS cramp? Would this help?
Oh, sure.
Okay. So I'll teach that until
Well-
they
Now, think, okay, first off,
You did
what
yourself?
course is this? What course is this?
Muscle.
So what can this help?
Muscles.
Anything to
Testing.
do with muscles? Well, yeah, you can do, yes, no answers to, but it helps muscles.
Yes.
So, I personally think that every massage therapist should have this knowledge, because part of me goes, if a person comes in, so when I used to see clients
So
all the
even
time,
before the massage, you could do this,
yeah, or I do it right after,
or right after. Oh,
or I do it while.
or wow.
But it looks funny when I'm doing it while because it feels funny.
Okay.
So a lot of times I'll do something, or let's say somebody came in and they were doing reflexology, or like they were going to have reflex, but they're complaining about their knee. So I'm going to do the whole reflexology session because that's really what they paid for. So I'm going to stay with what we're really doing, but I'm going to always have about an extra 5-10 minutes that I'm just a little quicker. And then I'm going to, whatever dressing that they have to do. If it's massage, go get dressed. If it's reflex, put your socks back on, that kind of thing. And then we're going to do the quick fix,
Right.
because I don't know which muscle is off, right? I'd have the muscle test to find out which. So this is a quick fix, meaning I don't have time to find out everything. Or maybe I'm at the beach having a family picnic and somebody's in pain and I don't have my books with me to figure out which one is which and go through a whole procedure. So then I personally learned and remembered these ones, mostly for myself, and I'll go on that story in a sec. So once I do it usually twice, but always put a number to it, because you gotta know what the pain number is. Yeah. So, but I always do it twice. And then what I'll do is do a specific and see if there's a specific spot that's off. And then I'll either tell it to be quiet. Hardly ever is it to strengthen. Like that's not as common, but that does happen. Usually if the body has to relax. So this, as you guys witnessed, the pain is real to you. And then the disappearing of it is also just as real.
Right.
Or the numbering going down is just as real. Okay, so story. When I got into healing, when I got into this stuff, what happened was my back had gone up. I think I told you that story, where I'd be on the ground, couldn't move, kind of thing, right? And so when I learned this type of stuff, I could keep myself from going out. I needed the chiropractor to align me, and then I could keep myself in. So when I first started this stuff, I used to do it probably 3 times a day. I used to do it when I got up in the morning to go to the bathroom, and then a couple more times. Like, nobody sees you in the bathroom. It takes seconds to do this, right? And if you don't care in public, then you're doing it in public. So then it got down to, after a few weeks, I could do it twice a day. And then it got down to once a day, kind of thing. And then for months it was like that. And then it got down to every couple, weeks, and then a couple months. Now I only do it usually when I'm teaching. So my body, I did have to go to the chiropractor to keep me aligned, right? Because the bones have to be straight.
Oh, yeah.
But once they're straight, I can keep me in.
Okay.
So this is balancing the body.
Right.
Now, there was a story. There was a gentleman. He was referred to me from another guy that I had helped doing this stuff. And again, like I said, it looks a little, wowy, like weird. But when it works, it's also wowy, right? Like people are going, oh my God. Like,
You say pressure points, and people go, oh, okay.
I just say Chinese medicine, and they're
Yeah.
okay.
Oh my God.
And it is. This is all based off of this stuff. So I'm not lying. There's no lying to it. But people definitely let go a little when you say, that kind of thing. So, anyways, this gentleman comes in, and he has major back pains. And so I said, okay, well, let's try something. So I did the quick fix, and it wasn't in this building, but it was out front, right in public view kind of thing. I mean, everybody's clothed. And I said, okay, let's just try something. Just follow what I'm doing. It's going to look weird. That's what I usually tell him, because it is. And we just went through it, and his pain went berserkies. And I went, oh my gosh, okay, hold on. Let's go into the massage room. And I just got a sheet, lied him down. I said, because he's now in pain. I went, okay, something else is going on here. So all of a sudden, I'm sensing his body. I was doing actually Reiki. I was sensing it. I wasn't actually doing it. I was more sensing it.
Just activate.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what's going on. So as I'm sensing the body going around, and I'm kind of coming down the other side, and I said, okay, so tell me what's happening. Like, what caused this, and whatever. And so I guess what happened is he he fixes airplanes or whatever, and he was up a ladder and he fell off, and he busted his ankle. And so as I'm coming down, all of a sudden the static in that leg, it was like things shooting into my hands. It just hurt like anything. Anyway, so I'm coming down to it, and not that I'm supposed to, but it just came out of my mouth. It's going, oh my God, it's still broken. It had been a year. I said, what did the doctor say? He goes, I couldn't afford to take time off. I never went. And I went, okay, now I want to play you what happened. Okay?
Yeah.
So that was the story.
Right.
But here's what happened. If I have my body, and we're going to use the one of the ankle, okay? So he hurt his ankle. And so all of a sudden my ankle now is busted or sprained or whatever. What do?
Compensate. Well, we use the other.
We do.
Yeah.
We shift. We compensate. We adjust ourselves so that we're not putting the pressure onto that leg. So what does that do to me? Puts me out.
Yeah.
And now it's been a whole year, let's pretend, like the gentleman. So now what starts happening to the body?
All the organs and everything's all out of whack.
But it also
It's used
solidifies
to-
this
yeah.
way.
It goes that way, yeah.
It's saying, okay, this is now the
Yeah.
new way. This
Yeah.
is how I have to be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we're going to baby or, but this is now how my muscles are going to be.
Yeah.
So what does this do?
This activates the
So when
makes
we're-
it-
So puts me back.
And then
When
you're.
it releases it, there's pain.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Right.
Exactly.
So, okay. So with this, So with this,
You can have pain before you get better. Essentially, is what you're saying. Like, give it-
well, the pain is just us telling me something's happening.
Right.
That's it, really. It's just, it's the body trying to talk to us.
Yeah.
And so with it, there is a way to reverse whatever I do. And that's just to pretend your hand is an eraser and just erase it.
Okay.
And then it messes up the, from this or this, it messes up the message to the body. And then it just goes back to the original. So you can change what you just did.
Okay.
So what did you do with this guy?
Sent him to the doctor.
Right.
I did. I said, I can't. There's nothing I can do for you. Go back to the doctor and go get that ankle fixed.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, not that I was allowed to diagnose. That was the problem. I'm not allowed to say your ankle's still broken. Leave it.
Yeah.
It slipped. But it was.
You could word that completely
I
differently.
know it slipped out before I could get it.
Yeah.
I'm shocked by it.
Yeah. But I did say there is nothing. There's
Right.
nothing I could do. He has to go get that fixed.
Yeah.
And then you could come back and do this.
Well, he has a choice. Go get it fixed or have lower back pain for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who knows what it's going to be like in 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, after he gets it fixed, he can come back and get balance. That's.
There's lots of people too where I could get the pain to move, like come down a little bit, but it didn't disappear. I always send them to a chiropractor. And to be honest, find a good chiropractor that you trust. And that's where I have Todd Penner, that I do trust him.
Yeah.
Every client I've ever sent him have said, wow. And, but you do have to know good practitioners that you would send to, because I can't fix everything. And so you got to know then who to fix. And there's lots of people where I would send them to a chiropractor and say, no, this isn't muscle now. This is now bone. Bone is pinching nerves. You've got to go get a line before anything else. But give them a copy and let them take it home, because once they get aligned, this will keep them aligned.
Right.
And this is something that it's like an empowerment tool. They can actually do it themselves.
Yeah.
Which is the whole point.
Now, with
So I
it,
could do this on yourself.
if she,
If you knew what to do.
if there was an issue. A lot of babies, they say, actually, when they're coming out, get disaligned, and so that's why they say sometimes go to a chiropractor. Yeah, and then that's where this actually could help, because if it's muscles, the muscles stretched or out can come back to balance, but the body has to grow back that way. Now that's where too, if you're going to a chiropractor, or let's say you were going to a massage therapist or any of those kind of professions, the reason that a client has to go more than once is because the body has to stabilize.
Right.
So if, let's say, it was a chiropractor and they pop me back in, well, it's pretty easy to go back out, because it's already
Until it
set up for that.
solidifies
It has to
into-
solidify. This is the solidifier.
Okay.
So now if you go to a chiropractor and they pop you back in,
Do this.
you know how to keep
Yes.
yourself in.
Okay.
For myself, I knew just prior to going out, my body kind of gives you a little bit of a hint just before it goes. If I did this, I'm fine. I don't go out. So it actually, to me, saved me from having an operation.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean lower back, having issues there. Okay, so let's now go back to your book here. Now we'll go back to the movement activity in a second, but if you go to your 23, I think it's on, that's just the black and white copy of your picture, right? And with it, on the page prior, it should also tell you a little more, yeah, quick fix, it talks it. So there's the audio part of it too. Okay. Now, the strengthening and weakening should be on your page 26. Oh, sorry, not 26. Starting page 27. What I'd like you to do, please, is get a 2-color crayon. So I don't care what crayon colors, but yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
This is a little bit off.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. I kind of thought that.
Was it watches?
I'm sure that's why you're
The way that the base levels and also aligns with
I got some
the factors. I don't think you put sort of in the crown because it's a little professional. It's tie, which is all mental. Your root chakra beats that with physical stuff, right? So then, like level 3, hit soul stars.
So figure out what the Grandmaster stuff is from.
Grandmaster?
Yeah, I gotta know what that one is.
Right.
It must come back again or something.
Well, I know that you get 7 below instead of above non-physical chakras. So like that's Grandmaster might be hit. Higher crown, maybe?
Yeah, when you
Something
figure it
like
out.
that. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. I'll
Yeah.
go Google it tonight.
All right, what I'd like you to do is, first off, what this page is showing you is the muscle. This is just describing all the other pages. So what I want you to do is color the edge on the muscle. It should be kind of the blacker or the grayer there. So color that edge. So this is getting now into the strengthening and weakening part. Okay, so that is the edge of that muscle. So that's our boundary, right? Now what you're going to do is I want you to color the little dots that tell you what the belly of that muscle is, the center of that muscle is, in the correct direction, because it tells you the fiber. It's showing you the arrow, right? And if you look on your page, it shows you the arrow. The arrow is telling you which direction the fiber is going in. So you're opposite. So I want you now to color that dotted line. Because of course some of us learn differently, and that way you guys get a better idea of what I was describing.
I hope some of us that aren't learning.
Well, we still have a few more days of class.
You think? Yeah. I mean, in general, not learning anything.
Well, I'm going to say I'm not sure about that one.
Go to a chiropractor?
A shrink of some sort. Just joking.
I get the Three Stooges anesthetic. Talk some sense into you.
Okay,
You can try.
so
Okay.
where would I start? Where would I start with weakening? How would I do this one?
Across the dotted line.
It would be,
That's right, Megan.
You would, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So we would go from the
You'd be
one,
like,
right? That's right. Yeah.
Crashing on it.
Are you going to show me?
Sorry. That's like this.
That's fine too. Yeah, because I don't care which way you start. That
That's
doesn't
a
matter.
little person.
That's right. That's right. Very good. Okay, now we're going to turn the page. And what you're going to see now is this is the REN, okay? This is your REN meridian. And on here, it's talking what the REN is. It tells you how many points, and it's telling you which muscle. It tells you origin and insertion. But you'll see here it has 2 colored spots, correct? That they're kind of darkened up here.
Yeah,
Yeah, these.
yeah, on that side.
Yeah,
Oh,
these
the
ones
origin?
here.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're showing you the color. So go ahead and color those. Those are telling you where the muscle is.
okay.
So just, yeah, those are the 2 muscles.
Supraspinatus.
Mm-hmm.
What if you didn't look it up and you guessed wrong? Or I guess you should always look it up.
No, I feel.
Okay.
I just sense the body, and I know which you can feel the fibers, and then I know to go across it.
Okay.
As long as you're pretty close, not an issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're not,
It won't work. It just won't change it.
but it won't change anything else either. It won't.
Oh,
Do
something
something
else.
negative.
Well,
Erase it.
you'll know because like Ivan, it was a good example.
Yeah.
Ivan said, no, that hurts more.
Right.
No, then you know it's something
Okay.
messed up. Yeah. So then just erase it. Okay, so these are the muscles. Now, which fiber direction does the person, like if you were looking at this guy, it would be looking at their left shoulder at the back. The fiber goes which direction? Right? The arrow's showing you. Now, what happens to the other side?
That would be
It's the other way.
the opposite.
It's
Well,
mirrored,
Yeah.
right?
So you
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
go down
yeah.
like this.
Correct. That's right. Yeah. And it's showing you on the human muscle body there exactly where it is. If you're noticing, if you guys have done your homework in anatomy, you'll notice these are the same.
Mhm.
Correct? Okay. So it's showing you that one. Okay, now turn the page to do. All right, so where is do?
Well, it's in place, but on the back.
So it's quite a bit lower.
Oh, no, wait.
That's right. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
lot lower. Yeah, color those in.
Just a little gray area?
Yeah, that gray area.
Okay.
Right here,
That
underneath
tiny-
by the underarm. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you look on the person, like the bigger picture here of the person, you'll
So
see
you're
where it
literally
is.
gonna go like this?
Yeah, where the fiber is here. Well, this time you would go this way, right? Or if it's on this one, you would go this way.
On this one here, though, because it's running this way, you're gonna go this way.
But it doesn't matter up or down.
Show me on the paper.
Right like this?
Yes.
So you're going like this,
Do your finger movement.
right? Because it's going this way, right?
So you're gonna go this way, but
Yeah,
you're gonna.
no, I mean like
Yes,
going like this.
that's right. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Well, what I was saying you gotta go across.
So the fiber goes like this. So you're going to go this
Down
way.
across it.
I would look like this.
I just want this, so I'm gonna go up.
Yeah. Draw it on the board from the edge. Just yeah.
So if the muscle's going this way, I'm gonna go this way.
So the
Okay?
so the
And so this one here. So if the
I'm
muscle
going
goes
this way?
I'm only gonna go across.
okay. So draw the muscle first, just so you get the idea. Okay. And the fiber goes what direction? Okay. So which way? And where's the belly? Draw a dotted line over the belly. Right? And now, how are you going to tell it to be quiet? Very good. Yes, very good.
So you always cross the muscle,
Yeah,
you side, okay.
yeah. You're kind of flowing. Your fingers are facing the same direction that the arrow does, but you're going to cross the belly.
Yes. So if you imagine a line across it, you could actually make it kind of a cross.
Yeah.
If this is the way your muscle's going, you could go across it like that.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one now is lung. And so this is your anterior serratus. So which way does the muscle fiber go? So this is here, right on the body.
This way, so we go.
So the fiber goes this way, right?
Mm-hmm. So you go up and
So you have to go up the belly.
up, and you'd always start down and go up, or would you?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No,
Okay,
that
direction
doesn't matter.
Okay.
All right. Large intestine. Now gets into the fascia lata. Now this one here is a little different. The fascia lata comes here and it goes down the leg. So where is belly?
Belly?
Top. Over here.
No, the
Right? It goes
the
from here
fibers
to
are going
here.
this way. The belly is going the other way.
Yeah,
Belly
the
is-
fibers go this way.
Okay, so the belly is.
So the belly's right here.
Okay.
Belly is the middle, right?
Yes, belly's the middle. And it's really just here though. This is the fascia lata right here. So it's showing you the gray on this side, yeah. Yeah. All right, stomach meridian, we're looking at the pectoralis major clavicular. So where's this? Right, we're looking in here.
So that would be, the fibers would be going this way.
Yes,
So then you would
you'd be going this way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the fibers are going this way, I'm going this way.
Come to me. So here's my fibers.
Keep going.
No, you'd be going across the belly, so this way.
What?
Yeah, it goes here to here.
No, that's kind of an angle, isn't it?
Yeah, right here. This is the fibers. So you want to cross it.
Yeah, so
This way.
Like this.
So the fibers are going.
Okay,
I'm
go
going
dry.
across it.
Okay.
I'm going
Okay,
across
okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a cross, like you said.
Oh, it's- yeah.
Fibers
Yeah,
are
we're
this way.
going the same
Across it.
direction.
That's what I was thinking.
So
I was thinking the fibers of line.
It was
Yeah.
like
So
that,
this is
right?
my line of fibers, this is the way they're
The
going.
fibers
I have to go
go
across
Go
it.
like that.
Yes, where's the belly?
You're going across it.
Sure.
There. So
You're
I
going
would
to,
go like
your
that.
motion is
With the
across,
belly.
but your fingers
But
are
it's
always
going with the belly.
Yes, yes.
You're not
I
going
said
like this.
You're gonna go
No,
across
the
fibers.
Along the way.
Okay, I'm just not gonna think about it because as soon as I start thinking about it, I get all.
Okay, so the fibers are just telling
That was
us
the only way I
which
could
way our
remember.
fingers
It was
are
like
going.
cross. I have to cross it.
So this is our fingers.
If you
Oh,
want
But
to
this
call
is
it that.
telling us, the belly is telling us where to do
Because
this.
you're always in the
Remember,
same
I don't
direction.
remember things like
Here.
everything else.
alright, so it would be that way up. Okay, alright. So then it's not.
I'm all like, whatever.
Okay, you're not.
That's just
You're
telling
not.
us the finger direction.
You're not scratching the guitar strings. You're
Sure,
strumming.
Matt.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not gone 100%, but it's way
No.
less.
Yeah.
I remember when you came in this morning, you were like, oh, I'm serious.
Yeah, I did. And I know what it is, so that's my, it's right there.
Well, like say it's, you gotta go to crap.
I do have
You
to,
know
it's
that.
been a few months.
So.
Alright.
Yeah, you're strumming. Very good.
Strumming the strings.
Okay.
Oh, it's like a guitar.
Yeah, now he's playing guitar.
That
Whatever
makes
works.
more sense to me.
Whatever works. Yeah, so now
you
we're
wanna
doing
rock
the
out?
spleen. Turn the page to the spleen.
I gotta write that down.
Rock out of the muscles. The muscle cords.
Okay, so here's the spleen, and we're doing the latissimus dorsi.
It's interesting how these meridians correlate to these muscles.
Yes, it's common. And they don't change. I've never seen a book change.
Right.
Yeah. So that's always nice when every book says the same.
It's always there.
All right, so the fiber goes,
That way. So
right?
you're just going.
So I'm going to come wherever the belly is, I'm coming across.
Right.
And my fingers are moving in the direction of the fiber, but across it. And so the belly is just telling you where to move your fingers. You want the center of the muscle. So show me that one on my back, Chris. Here's the, if you want to do it here, here's this.
So fibers go this way. I would be going like that.
Yeah.
Alright.
Good. Okay. Okay, so next one is heart. Subscapularis. Now you'll see on here, and if you guys did your other homework, there's other homework in here that you have to do before anyways. But you'll see that it's split into three, this one, right at the back of the body. So now this one here, you're getting into the biggest one of those three. And the fiber goes which direction?
That way, so you won't.
Yeah, it's a very little muscle. Mhm. Now, when I have a client lots of times, I still have to feel, because in my head I don't always have them all memorized. But if I feel which direction that it would take for my arm to move, I can tell what direction that muscle is moving, because I can feel it. So then I know that's the direction of the fiber. Then all I have to do is go across it. So I really take it more as a feeling than I do. And the client will tell me where it hurts, and then I'll mimic their area. Just in my mind, I'm thinking their area and sensing, and sometimes I have to move in a couple directions so that I know where that muscle is. As soon as I know
this
how
one's hard with this way. It's actually behind
Yeah,
your bone.
it is, yeah.
That's tricky. That was unusual to try and figure out. I was like, wait, what? But now that makes more sense of the question idea.
Okay, so now you have small intestine, which is here on quad, right? Fiber goes,
That way?
It goes up and down.
That's right.
Goes up and down.
which way?
Okay, it goes up and down.
This is the
That's
belly.
where the fibers go.
So your fingers are going to face, yep, that's the middle. Fingers always face,
Okay, it's still.
yeah, okay, try it again. Fingers are always going to go in the direction of the fibers.
Fibers are this way.
Yes, so fingers
Belly.
are going to point that way.
Yes.
And now you're going to come across the belly.
But then I'm going with the fiber.
That's what
Well,
you're
the
supposed
finger is, but you're working your way across the fibers as you're telling it to be quiet.
to. You always go with the flow of the fibers.
Yep.
It's like cutting a steak. You cut with the grain of the steak or a piece of meat. You go with the grain. You don't cut against it. Right?
Chris, this is the fiber?
It still doesn't make any sense to me as to how that would work.
Let's see.
You're trying
Okay.
to keep the natural flow of the fiber. You don't
Because
want to
you're
If you're telling it to quiet down, wouldn't you be compressing the
You
fiber
are.
slightly inward instead of strengthening would be
no.
pushing them
It's
out?
Okay.
Out this way.
Energetically-
The messages still have to flow along.
Energetically, this and this is origin and insertion, let's pretend.
Okay, then I'm still not going to do this. Then, hang on. I held my pen.
Well, you did have it because you drew it right. You did draw this right. Unless, see, with this is the
Yeah,
fiber.
I did that wrong. All right.
Okay, so here's my quadricep, right? This is the real muscle. The fiber, I know goes this way because it moves me this way, right? This is my movement.
Wait, let's try this again. So we got a muscle. Let's say there's the fiber.
Yeah.
And
And then
then
the belly.
the belly would be there.
Yeah. So the belly is just telling me where to drive. It's the pathway of my road.
So to me, it still doesn't make much sense.
Okay, so my road is here, but my fingers have to be facing origin and insertion. So the direction of the fibers.
Let me go. Fibers go that way. Not touching. That's where the fiber.
That's just the direction.
And then I go this way.
Because I'm starting at this side of the belly, because the belly would go from here to here, right? So the length of the muscle is here, so we know where the belly is. But the width of that muscle is here.
Yeah.
So I have to tell the whole muscle to be quiet. So I'm now telling it to be quiet, but I have to, oh, here.
All right, you are. So
You are.
Okay.
I have an
Just-
elastic
just-
band, Chris. I have an elastic band. So if I stretch these, that's where the pain comes, is when the stretch is. So if this is stretched out of place, I want it to be quiet. So I'm trying to tell this and this to come back.
All right. That makes more sense.
However, you got
The strum idea was
Didn't work?
throwing me off. I thought it was like literally like guitar string.
No.
Oh,
That's
I
what was
see.
thinking. So-
I get it.
Okay, forget strum. No
Okay,
strum strings.
I get it.
I'm still rocking out with that.
Yeah, it's a good analogy, but not quite the right thing, not quite the right idea. So I get it.
So you're telling that
we go-
muscle to come together
So,
or come apart, like stretch long or shrink. And usually pain is when a muscle is stretched. Like I think most bodybuilders will say it's because I overstretched the muscle. So all you're doing is telling that muscle then to come relax.
okay, so that diagram would be
That would
more
be great.
accurate then.
Yes.
So let's say let's take this muscle for example.
Yes,
Fibers run this way.
yes,
Belly's here.
yes.
I would go there.
Perfect,
All right.
perfect. Okay, well, let's go with
Okay.
Let's go.
And you'll never forget that for the rest of your life.
No, not even now.
Let's go with kidney. So kidney with this psoas one, you're going to see how it goes on both sides here, right? So direction,
Depends on what side you're.
depending, right?
Yeah.
Now, where would you tell this to be quiet? That's right. Mhm. That's right, Brenda. Yeah.
I talk a lot too when I do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And you got it, Megan?
Yeah, this is the belly to go.
That's right. Okay, Chris, how does this one be told to be quiet? So this is real. Here's my real. They come this direction, so fibers go this way.
So fibers go that way, belly's here, it would go up that way.
I can't see it
Or
straight.
up, go this way.
So like this?
Yeah, something
Yes.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
Okay,
Okay, good. Yeah.
How rude, Chris.
And it's on camera.
Okay, here's now your gluteus medius. Okay, so now this is in the hip.
Yeah.
Direction is tiny little bit of an angle.
Yeah, so it's just.
Okay, so Chris, it goes this way. Where am I doing this one? So this is the fiber.
Down, belly across.
That's right. That's right.
Cross belly.
Okay.
What's that?
This
Travel.
one really fascinates me because why is it called the circulation sex meridian? It starts from your nipple up to your middle finger, like it's totally.
What it is pericardium is the Asian title. Circulation sex meridian is touch for health title.
Okay.
I put them both in just so that you guys, depending which person took which course, then they'd have both titles. Same with Sangio and triple warmer on the next page are two different names for the same meridian. It's just
Sangio is a lot more poetic.
yeah, you can tell that's the Asian one.
I know.
Okay, so tres minor now on the back there. So I think you guys are getting that, right? So where the fiber is.
Fiber goes this way, goes here,
Yeah, next one, gallbladder. You see the anterior deltoid in here, right? Mm-hmm. And so the belly is, and we would go,
The cross belly.
yeah, kind of, sorry, more in the arm, you're right.
So it's right here.
Yeah,
so do
that's right. Yeah.
there-ish.
Aha, switch it up with liver.
Okay. And the last one for liver meridian,
Big pecs.
yeah, your pecs.
So
This
you're gonna
way.
go fibers go this way.
Fibers are sideways. That's right. That's right. You got it.
Good. After what?
Yeah, because this one
Like
here.
10 minutes of struggling with diagrams?
You know what? It's the way it
That's
goes,
better to
though.
be.
And that's the one you're going to remember.
Yeah, you will not get that one wrong.
No, I won't anymore. I'd be like,
So think of it as a good one.
yeah. Right.
Okay.
So I
So
think this is a start. We should need to start remembering the muscle to the meridian.
everybody's going to learn different, right? So with it, if in your homework you have one where you have to color all the muscles, and if you can, start to color in the direction of the fiber.
Right.
It would help you to learn that way. You could also go purchase those, I think they're like $8 or something, those little coloring books, anatomy coloring books. And some people, what they do is just photocopy, or if you wanted to photocopy these and just color. Because some people learn better by
Coloring.
putting it in.
Yeah.
Now, for you, in the homework of this one, when you get into the muscles and it says to color, it's telling you what color to put it in.
Okay.
The colors are on purpose, and what you have are these colors. Now, just so that you know, these colors correlate with all the muscles and all the organs, which correlate with reflexology colors, iridology colors, like all our colors match, so that every organ is a color.
Okay.
And then we keep that color throughout all our pictures. Just so you guys know. But anyways, when you're going to color then, Some people learn better by that. Some are just feelers, just doing it, you know. And some have the pictures in their head. And some are audio, they have to read it. So whatever way that you guys decide is just fine. It's your way of memorizing. Okay.
As long as it's right.
So we've learned, at the moment, we've only learned 2 balancing methods. The first one was the quick fix, yeah, which is this one. And now the strengthening and weakening. Yeah, that's what those ones are, yeah, the hands-on one. Okay, so we're going to now stand up again.
We'll chat more about some of the referred muscles later.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so we have a few more, of course, to learn. We're going to learn more over the break too, but I'm going to teach 2 more before we break. So, and again, I know I'm going a little bit quick, but don't forget we have 2 more days. We're going to replay these out. So once you've heard them once, because when it's new info, you have to hear it at least once. And then once we do it over and over for the next couple classes, it clicks. But, so with it, it feels like it might be going a little fast now, but honest. And the other 2 classes, every other group gets it. You guys will too. It will come. Okay, so movement activity. This one here, in Touch for Health, they call it cross crawl. And to balance the body, if somebody's off, so let's say these guys that you did that couldn't move at all, this might actually help them come back on. And what it is you're taking hemispheres of the body and you're crisscrossing. You're crisscrossing left and right hemisphere, right, to the other side. It's an exercise class. And then you're doing opposite on the back too. Now what happens is when somebody is off, usually they can't do it. They'll do the same, like they'll all of a sudden get into the same.
That's funny, because you know at the gym, I do a lot of this, and I have to really think about what
It's always left to right or right to left. Like
but I can't always just immediately go into it. I have to stop and think
It's really
about
cool what's happening.
Okay.
I'm with you on that.
So have a seat for a sec. So with that,
Synchronizing your hemispheres.
Yeah.
Your right hemisphere comes to your left side, your left hemisphere to your right side, so you're actually firing both at the same time.
in brain gym, you probably learned this when you were taking the class. This is huge, these hemispheres. What they say is when a child goes from not being able to do anything to walking without crawling, they actually have missed a part of learning.
Yeah.
And so the hemispheres, they're crawling, they do like the cross crawl thing all the time, and or this movement activity, whatever name you want to put it on, to develop the brain. So what they say is kids who actually have a little bit of a learning disability, they get them to now do this homework of opposites until their body can do it actually right away. So what my instructor had shared anyways is that a lot of times when a person can't do it, chances are they were those early walkers. They didn't actually learn how to crawl, or they were always in a playpen and never got free realm of the house, so they never got to crawl. What they're finding is now is children that were contained actually don't have the same ability of kids that are allowed to just go. And you want them to crawl before they walk. And everybody's so proud when they walk first, but actually for developing the brain, you want them to crawl.
I made my son crawl.
Did you? Good.
Because at 6 months he was walking around things and doing things, and I made him get down and crawl because he could walk, but he couldn't get from point A to point B to stand up. And I took a couple weeks, but he crawled only for about 2 weeks, and then he was up walking. But
at least he got.
I made him crawl because I wouldn't help him get from point A to point B.
Wouldn't it be fascinating to know what would have happened to his learning style?
Well, you know, he did have a speech impediment.
Interesting.
He did, but that was infection, throat infections in his ear. Yeah, no, I made him crawl.
Interesting.
And when I couldn't do my left-right thing,
Yes.
I was really anemic.
Oh, okay.
My iron level was extremely low at the time, and I didn't know.
Interesting.
And now I'm okay.
Yeah.
Now I can cook, but it's
Yeah.
left arm, right? I honestly had to sit. It took me 2 or 3 minutes to figure out how to do it without, like I would do it wrong. I would do the right arm with right leg.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my trainer looked at me and said, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I said, "I don't know what I'm doing."
Yeah.
So, but I was anemic, and I think that had a lot to do with my
Interesting.
fuzziness.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So
And also, guys, one thing that literally what's happening is your synapses and creating new connections. And like every single time you do that, it's happening. And like it actually can repair damaged ones. Right?
Isn't that cool? Eh?
So that's why it's important. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one just before break, we're going to do running the meridian. Okay, so we had this one. We started to run the meridian, and now we're going to go through them. So on here, might as well just do these ones. Have a stand up. You could do it a couple different ways. You could go back to page 28 and look at the meridians, or you can have your chart. It wouldn't matter. So with it, the Ren meridian, we had done where it starts at the lower part of your body, and this is that one where we said zip up to the bottom of the lip, right? Come away a little bit and do it again, because we don't want to unzip. And it's usually the zip of 3. We don't even touch the body. This is the one, people kind of go, okay, how does
This
this
Zip.
Okay, so if we were going to do the next one, then you're going to see the do, and this meridian now comes from the back of us, and then comes up and around and over, right? And we would do that 3 times. Now you know why I like the quick fix, because it's really quick.
Yeah.
Okay, from there then it's doing the lung, and lung here is that one that comes up and out. This is what you do. This is what I would do with a client. So if I had a client and I just wanted to run this meridian, I would just trail it 3 times. And then I'd have to do, of course, the other side, because there's 2 sides. So then we're just, right? So on my client, I would run the meridian too. Or I would do me and they would do them.
And then you gotta go this way. Right? You do this.
Yes,
and
we're
you
gonna
go this,
go
and you do
together.
it
Oh,
back.
for the other one. Large intestine. So we're going to start on finger, right? Now we're on the yang side. Yeah. And then we're coming up. And then when you do the other one, right? Because you have to do both sides. So the thing is with running meridians, other than the do and the ren, every single one of them have 2. Okay, so let's have a seat and we'll just talk through them. Well, it's 1 each.
1 each? I get that, but wouldn't they be the opposite to one another?
I've never been taught that.
Like, well, the way I'm thinking is, your chakra's open in the front, your chakra's open in the back. You've got a meridian running up through the middle of both of them on your front and on your back. Would they then be the pair?
This one, I guess, doesn't play with the, well, they are the pair, but they both come this way.
Yes, but it's, what I mean is it's the pair for each other.
Oh,
they
okay.
are their own pair,
Got it.
sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
I think so.
All right, either way.
Okay. Yeah, so stomach, you're going to see it starts at the eye. And if you want, so some of you guys, what you might do is also take your pen and draw these, on your page later. Start at the begin, come down, and you'll see where the stomach one jigs kind of funky here at the lower leg, right?
Well, it goes around, like it goes up here, the stomach gate goes like down up here. And then it starts from here and it goes down. It's like,
Oh, around the face. Yeah, it has a circle. Yeah. Now, don't forget though, these now all also mimic the opposite side too.
Right, so you have to do both sides
You'd
to
have to do
balance.
both.
and then it goes
Okay.
to your nipple.
That goes through the nipple. Yeah. Yeah. That kicks over down the leg.
So because my legs are one shorter than the other one, when I balance myself out now, this hip is kind of hurting.
Oh, interesting. Okay, have a stand up.
When I stood up, I was kind of tweaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just turn. So now, if this, so I'm going to touch it again.
Yeah.
So now we're going to tell the bottom of this to be quiet, and the bottom of, or like the top of this one. So if it's the hip that's hurting, I'm going to do this muscle and this muscle. So take a breath. What happens there?
Yeah, it's okay.
So with it, I don't always know which muscle it is that's doing it. So I'll just do both, just to see. Now, if she went into more pain, then I'd have to do kind of like what we did with yourself, is either try strengthening them and see if that works. Or I'd strengthen the opposite leg, right? Because this leg is the one that's hurting, so maybe it's the other one I have to strengthen. Be kind of like my lower back's hurting, I might have to strengthen my tummy.
And this side, the other week,
And if you try one method doesn't work, like you say, you just erase it
Yeah.
and try the other one.
Yeah. Or send them to a chiropractor. Yeah, like, and usually, like I said, I try quick fix twice, and then I'll try the strengthen and weakening. If I can't get that pain number to come down, I know it's a bone. So then I have to send them somewhere else because there's nothing I can do. Yeah, and the bone usually is what's causing the nerve. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we have gone over then the 4, and I know that we had done these yesterday too. We ran those meridians. So with it, let's just kind of recap before break here. So
our goal though is we need to know the basic meridian lines, like know how to run them.
yeah.
Okay.
Now, in real life, if you turn to the case study page, go back to our case study page.
We have our chart for reference, but we need to know the basic of how to do it.
You'd always have probably your book with you.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you can flip to it. And even for the practical exam, your logic books, there's too much to remember.
Oh, I was going to ask that. Yeah. Okay.
It's the only course that we allow the practical to be open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so number 2 is only testing. We would have arm tested or body pendulum to find out which ones of these are off.
Okay.
Okay, 3 is just transferring to their
The information.
Yeah, and again, we'll play this more on Monday. So 4 is what we're learning. It's the balance. So once we know what is off, these are telling us what to balance. Now, quick fix would, yeah, so would I, where's my little quick fix picture? If I had the quick fix and I, let's say, had only 4 of my meridians not balanced, they were unbalanced, do I have to fix all these?
No.
I don't. I only have to fix the ones actually that are off.
Right.
But if I fix them all anyways, it's not going to hurt anything.
Right. And what's good for teaching and applying to power.
Okay? So we also learn running the meridian, right? That's the zipping.
Right.
Would I have to fix every single one of these?
No. That was where you just run them there
Right.
and they're off.
Only the ones that are off.
Right.
And I would muscle test which side. Do I have to do both or just one or the other? Right?
Okay.
So why do the left if it's only the right I have to do?
Would you run a possibility if you actually did both sides that you could embellish them even more?
I'm probably not going to say no because maybe
You can, yeah.
chances are if one's balanced and you do it, you're going to still be okay.
Muscle testing.
Yeah, because it's I'm not telling it to strengthen. Like I'm just trying to balance. And so if it's already on, it's not like I can usually overdo it.
Okay.
Yeah, because like when we did the quick fix for all you guys, not everybody had pain, and you did them, and you guys were worse, kind of thing. And you even said that you felt a little more energy. So it's just, yeah, 99% of the time it wouldn't hurt somebody. Yeah, but I just in case, maybe. But that's my little 1%.
Just how you answer that's good enough for me.
It's like
I got the point.
there's I think it's Hippocrates who did it. He's a father of Constance. Said all things are cured, both cured and poison. It's just which dose is beneficial. So like say
Homeopathy works too.
yeah, that's how like if you overdo something that's good for you, it can actually be bad for you as well. Like say people OD on Tylenol and stuff, whereas like even a small but in the right dosage can be enough to alleviate pain.
Iron pills.
Oh,
If you take too much iron, it can.
Exactly.
it's
When I was about
right.
15, the most significant word that came into my mind was moderation. I based my whole life on moderation, period.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right, so after break, we're going to do meridian walking. We're going to do source points. Okay, so we're going to do a couple more, and then we're going to replay these.
So the one that we were tapping opposite, is that one on here or no?
Source point? Meridian? No.
Oh, that's a movement. It isn't one of these. You could. I don't usually use it ever, but it's considered. It is considered one. You're right, though.
Is that another?
It isn't written on there.
It's another.
It's another.
Well, I would definitely do that.
Yeah.
What would you call it? Like, let's just say.
It's called movement activity oriented test for health cross crawl.
Let's go. Okay.
Crisscross. That's what I had to do, crisscross crawl.
Yeah, it's just an extra.
Actually, I think we did that like in class.
Oh yeah.
Public school.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Crisscross crawl. We had to do that for a little while, and then like crawl under this like low rope or something like that. Something along those lines.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I remember something.
We had some pretty eccentric.
Yeah, I have a question. Okay, what's the difference for somebody coming in with an issue versus a goal? Like how they word that, how we
But we're going to learn that Nick on Monday because we're going to do real case. We're going to start real case studies. It's like you're going to do a case study. We're going to do a mock one, and then you're going to start real ones in the next, like the last two classes. So we'll play that one in that class.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can come in with something emotional, but it really is a muscle thing.
Okay, go back to the image of the chakras being those thingies. It doesn't matter what it is. It all turns into unbalanced. And so all we're doing is balancing it. It doesn't matter if it's physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's just a different focus.
Yeah.
Your intent
Well, you
is.
just see somebody coming in and they're all upset about X, but yeah, okay. Got it.
What will happen later is not every modality is the right one for that situation.
Okay.
So let's say somebody came in for reflexology for pain. Well, no, I do this.
Yeah.
Because I know this will, 99% of the time, will be what they need.
Yeah.
The reflex might not even fix the pain. It might give them a few moments of niceness, but it didn't actually get rid of the pain.
You didn't address the cause, you addressed the symptom.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And same with, if it was a chemical stuff, I could, like headaches and that, wouldn't matter what I do for modality, it's aromatherapy. Aromatherapy, every single time we do aroma, headaches are gone in seconds.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how do you charge? My thing, when I think it's on a business practice side, practitioners is charging for this type of stuff. Like knowing what to charge, right?
With it
Or
later.
how that works with people with perceptions.
It's going to be wherever you live.
Right.
You have to kind of find
Right.
whatever's going on in that community so
Right.
that you're not too high price or too low kind of thing.
Right.
And then when I was doing it, I had a one price. It didn't matter what you came for, I was the same price.
Oh, okay.
So it was my hour was my hour.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Here it's a little different because we're playing the spa route.
Right.
But so we have different prices for things.
Right. So you can have an hourly rate and then maybe specific ones like this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to take a break now. I need you to do another one of these, please, for me. And then put them back in there because I need for the video to have it of what you learned for this morning.
Cool.
Any questions left on what we learned this morning? Are we good for
No,
this one?
this is really good.
Okay, we're going to learn 2 more this afternoon. And then we're going to tie it together on Monday's class. And then, of course, there's more to learn, but it will make sense. Yeah. Okay. And then we'll be back in class. Let's come back at 10:02.
Awesome.